What's happening, cousins? I didn't like that my voice went out towards the end of that, but we're just gonna continue here. It's not COVID. That was my water. ASMR. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So I went for a walk this morning because I spoke about it on my last podcast that I want to be more physically and mentally active. So I've been trying to walk every day. I walk like 2 out of the 4 days that have passed. And I went to a park like 25 minutes away from my house because there was a trail. And I saw some turtles. And you don't see the turtles over here. You don't see turtles in the hood. That is one animal you do not see. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, they got turtles and fish over here? They don't got that by me. The turtles don't come over here. But yeah, 2 old ladies thought me and my sister were twins, which is pretty cool. My sister doesn't like that, but I love it. But yeah, so I mean, I think this is a good start for me to get fit because I used to like huff and puff walking down and up and down the stairs, down and up and down the stairs, and now it's getting better. It's getting better because I don't know if I did mention this. I am also signed up for kickboxing classes, so that's going to start next week. And I'm going to kick and punch some punching bag. You know what I'm talking about? So if you were thinking about messing with me before, now's the time to not mess with me because guess what? I'll really have the hands. I say I have the hands, but I will really have the hands and the feet. So yeah, but I'm just really excited to get myself physically and mentally grow. And I'm going to read. And when I start reading, I'll tell you what books I read. But as of right now, I'm not reading anything currently. So I'm not going to lie. So what I've been up to lately, I'm excited to share. I think that was a long enough pause for a dramatic effect. That I was working on the television show, The Equalizer, with Queen Latifah. And I took a picture on Queen Latifah's couch. Yes, I did. And I touched, they had like some guavas or something in a bowl, and I touched that. But yeah, it was a great experience because what's really cool is that they film in a sports arena. So it's just crazy because I used to go there as a kid as well. So to see that is insane, how they can fit a set where the basketball court used to be or the hockey ice. It's insane. And for me, like as a sports fan, it was cool being there. And then just for being a complete like film nerd, I love that stuff. Like I love the behind the scenes stuff. I love seeing the sets of places. It's so cool. So to actually work on one was really awesome. And yeah, it was cool. Like I was walking around and I saw a bunch of cops and I was like, wait, why are there a bunch of police here? And it was for the show. So it was just really cool. And I actually saw them filming when I was walking by because you have to like walk around to leave. And I saw them filming with the green screen and stuff, and it was so cool. And I don't know if 1 beeps or 2 beeps means stay out, but you know I was in the background slowly walking away. And all you heard was my boots creaking. But yeah, it was really amazing. I have some cool photos and all of that, but I will wait to share that because I don't know when I'm allowed to like post anything. But all of this is general information that is on the internet, so I can speak about this. But yeah, so cool. And I didn't see Queen Latifah. I was hoping to see her, but I did not. So cool though. I was, when I was walking around, I was like, this is what a basketball player or hockey player must feel like when they, shoot the winning puck or shoot the winning basketball in the net. And just looking around. And it's so crazy because the place is so small. Like, I have two astigmatisms, and I could see the top of the arena. So, I mean, if somebody was up there, you could see them. It's just cool. Like, I love that stuff. I love sports, and I love film. I love television. So, that was really cool. And I saw some guy getting a haircut, which was also awesome because he was going to be on the show, not just a regular guy getting a haircut. And I ate a ton of food and brought a bunch of snacks home. So, I was making money and I had a full belly. Come on. But yeah, there's nothing really like walking around an abandoned arena. It's pretty awesome, and it's one of the experiences I will never forget. So when it's time to post, I will post. But yeah, that is what I've been up to, and that made me very happy. I'm in really good spirits, and I'm just excited about my future, excited about, the plans that I have now, that have to do with my professional kind of life and also just my life, like traveling and family. There's a lot of good stuff going on, so I'm very grateful. And it was awesome. That would have been cool if I seen Queen Latifah, but I did not see her. I did not. I saw the sun. I'm gonna have to fix the audio because I screamed. But yeah, I saw the snacks. That's what I saw. So let me move forward. But it's been great. It's been a great week. And your girl is living. Your girl is truly living. I didn't see Queen Latifah, but I saw some turtles. And that's pretty damn cool. I had a weird dream that I was climbing the Mount Kilimanjaro, but not the real one, the Nickelodeon version. Mount Crackamungus. Let me see what that's called, actually. I don't know if they did call it Mount Kilimanjaro. They had, that fake plastic mountain that the kids would climb up, and I dreamt of doing that as a child. And I had a dream about it, which I don't understand why. I don't know where that came from, but let me see. Mount Kilimanjaro, Nickelodeon. It's like Mount Crackus or Mount Fugis. Nickelodeon Guts. Aggro Crag, baby. The Aggro Crag. I had a dream that I was climbing a real mountain, but also it was the Aggro Crag. Aggro Crag. But yeah, I had a dream that I climbed that, and I was the third one to hit the button. Well, no, the third one in the area where you hit the button, but then two people were just hanging out and talking. Because they're we've made it here first, blah, blah, blah. They're being nice to me. And I was this is my time, and I ran and I hit the button. So I would be registered as first place. And then in my dream even, I was wow, that is so out of character. Because even if I press the button first, I know I'm third. And I don't do that. I'm just not a person who, I don't lie to myself like that. I was third. So in the dream, when I woke up, I was wow, that was so out of character of me. You know what I mean? I'm third and accept that. You're not. So it was just interesting because even in my dream, I was wait, that's not me. That's not how I act. It's not how I would act. Fair is fair. And love and war. And when you climb the Aggro Crag, fair is fair. And I was third. And even in my dream, when I pressed that button, I was I'm still third. Even though I'm going to come up registered as first, I'm third. And I'm going to tell the truth. I'll never forget that one time I was playing softball in high school, and the umpire, so I think I slid into second, and nobody knew if, I guess the umpire didn't see if I was out or safe. And he asked me, were you out or safe? And my team was safe. And I was I was out. Because I have to tell the truth. That's important to me. I tell the truth. There's little white lies. Tell me sweet little lies. When lies need to be told, I went there at 6 instead of 7. Or I only had 1 granola bar, not 2. You know what I mean? Stuff that doesn't hurt anybody. But stuff like that, what am I gonna lie and know I was out and then play the game, and if we win, it's not a real win because I lied? I don't mess with that. I tell the truth. I was born and raised to tell the truth. That's important. So that's what happens. You're gonna get the truth out of me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had a dream that I climbed the Aggro Crag, and then those guys got mad at me because they were no, you're third. And I was I am third, so I don't even know why I pressed that button. So that happened. I have another thing in my notes here, and I'm just gonna talk about it because I don't have any segue. I don't have any Segway. And then how do you spell, the way you spell Segway is like Suegwa. It's like a weird spelling, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Could be lying. But I'll never forget the one time. This is another time I'll never forget. So, when I was in California, me and my dad were visiting, and there was this hotel called the LA Angels, because we stay at places like this. Like, this is what we do. Me and my dad either sleep on the road, or we stay at very sketch-matech hotels. Very, very sketchy hotels. So, we were staying at this place called the LA Angels, and, like, the symbol for the I guess the symbol, there's another word, but I can't remember it. The symbol for the hotel was like a woman with like boobs as like the silhouette. It was like a silhouette of like a very shapely woman as their branding symbol. Not branding, like what is it? The logo. Thank you, Mary Grace. The logo was like a woman, a shapely woman, silhouette of a woman. And yeah, there was some prostitutes hanging out over there by the pool, and I'm over there with my my beach noodle, and my dad has his like hat on and everything, and we're like wearing our water shoes to the pool, and two women are, getting a client, I guess, while we're at the pool. And then the next day we went to the pool. This was scary. I felt like I was in like a horror movie. There was like a white guy completely covered in soot. So he looked like, in the cartoons when like somebody's too close to an explosion and like their hair's thrown back and they have like, it looks like soot all over their face. I mean, this guy looked like he survived a coal mine explosion, and there wasn't any coal mines nearby, as of my knowledge. But yeah, I guess he was just looking for a room, but I didn't ask no questions. But also, I'll never forget that, yeah. And then there was also another time, I'm sorry I have to bring this up, but this just reminds me of that time, so I'm going to bring it up. But there was one time I was in high school, and I went to this place on Broad Street in Elizabeth. It's like a Colombian burger spot. And I just wanted to get a burger, and I come out, and there's a guy. And Broad Street is also famous for Black Jesus. And Black Jesus is a man who dresses up, it's a black man who dresses up as Jesus on Broad Street. I haven't seen him in a while, but I hope he's alright. Honestly, I hope he's alright. But to continue here. So there was this guy, and he was walking around by the burger joint that we were at. The joint. I love when people say that. The joint. And he was walking by the burger spot, and he had a whole bunch of cuts in his face, and he was bleeding. And also, I didn't ask any questions because I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, those are just some pretty extreme times that I found myself in my life. But moving on. I don't know how this went from Aggro Crag to man with cuts all over his face walking around Broad Street. So I will continue. Elon Musk is going to be on SNL, and it's crazy because I spoke about him last week and his whole, I'm going to create a modern day Jurassic Park. But yeah, he's going to be on SNL, and they did like a table read, and I know some of the cast members didn't show up because supposedly the reason they're not showing up is because they're upset that I guess SNL is giving a platform to a billionaire, like even more of a platform to this guy. So they're not showing up to the table read, but they said that it's voluntary to show up for the show. So I just wonder, how is that going to work? First of all, I think his monologue is going to be something else. I hope he brings out little XYZAE12. That would be cool to see the baby. I don't know if I've ever seen the baby. Maybe it's half robot. I don't know. But maybe they bring out XA12B. That would be cool if he comes out or she comes out. I don't know. I don't even know anything about that baby, honestly. I just know that the name is like, what? But that would be cool if they bring out the baby, or maybe Grimes will come out. I don't know. I really don't know anything about any of them, to be honest. But I just wonder, like, if enough of the cast doesn't show up, how is that going to work? So I'm excited to see how that episode's going to go, because SNL, I don't know, the few episodes that I've been watching just have not been good. I don't know. I guess it's the writing, but it's just not there. And I mean, I think it's went downhill pretty fast, to be honest. All I can think about is the Aggro Crag. But so what I was saying, it's just, I don't know, the writing is just not great. I think they need to work on the writing for that show, for sure. And I definitely think, I know that their ratings have been going down, so I think that this is, once in a while they will get some really, you know, interesting guests that you wouldn't ever expect to host SNL to host, and then brings their ratings back up. Like I know they did that with Trump. I think that was before it was even like a thought of him running for president. But it was like that got people watching. This will get people watching, even though if you don't like him, you do like him. Like I'm gonna watch it. I don't really have any feeling towards him. I mean, I hope with all that money he doesn't end up doing anything bad. I mean, you give people too much money and too much power, it usually ends badly. But I mean, he hasn't done anything that I'm like, yet, But it usually doesn't end well, so you can't really trust anybody, honestly, with that much money. So, what was I even talking about? Oh, something good. Oh, I lost it. But yeah, I just wonder how his Squanologue's gonna be. But yeah, they're definitely doing that for views. And they have Little Nas X closing, which for views as well, because he's very controversial with all that stuff he did. And I'm not even gonna talk about that because I'm not even gonna give this guy the time of day, honestly. I don't care for him, and I hope he finds the Lord, honestly. But I'm gonna continue. I'm not gonna talk about him. So, yeah, I think they're definitely just putting very interesting and controversial people there, so they can get their views up. That's what I think. And I'm interested to see how that's gonna go, the show, and if their ratings are gonna skyrocket, which I'm thinking they're hoping happens. But yeah, I'm gonna watch that and see how that goes. I'm like rewatching Orange is the New Black with my mom. So that's fun to watch with your mother. But yeah, there's some stuff that happens. I'm like, ooh, my mother's right next to me. And they're doing very crazy things on the television. That's when I get up to get a snack. But I mean, it's all good. It's life, you know what I mean? But there's some things I'm like, oh, and my mother's right there. My mother's right next to me. They had they flashed the pictures on Netflix, and it has like Cobra Kai. And I think it's about some kind of karate, I guess. And they're a bunch of white people. So I mean, and there's a white kid in a wheelchair. I guess that checks their box for diversity, but it's interesting because I know people were complaining about that. I mean, but is it supposed to be about like white people, learning how to do karate in Europe? Like that would make sense. Or is it white people taking the place of like Asians that are supposed to be doing karate in this fictional world? I don't know. And everybody was talking about it, but I don't watch it. I never really got into any of those. I never really got into any of those like movies or shows. Like it's cool. Like I wish I can kick ass like that, but I'm not really interested in watching people like running around and just hitting things and chopping wood in half. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So I don't know. Cobra Kai. And there's a lot of people that like that show too. I don't know nothing about it, but I just thought that was interesting. Seeing a bunch of whites, in karate outfits and the headbands and stuff. Can only wonder what happens in that show. I don't know. I've never seen it, and I'm not interested. I want to stop doing the ums, so maybe I'll be silent instead of the ums. Oh, this is great news. I'm so excited. I hum when I'm excited. So, my favorite comedian, Theo Vaughn, is going on tour. And I try to go to like 2 of his previous shows and they like sold out. And like I have flubby fingers. Like I clicked one thing and I was like, maybe there's other tickets. And I clicked and they're gone. So he literally just posted something I think yesterday about that he's going on tour. And I went right on and I got tickets and I am going to see him in Pennsylvania. So I am so excited. I cannot wait. And then that's honestly, this is crazy to say, but this is my first real like stand-up show, seeing somebody like famous do stand-up. Like I've seen like, guys on cruises and stuff do stand-up, but I've never seen, somebody that I paid tickets to go see. So I'm just so beyond excited. I love him. I think he's hilarious. And I'm going to try to get a picture with that guy. I should get a mullet. And we can both have mullets. No, if I had a mullet, I'd I'd have to move somewhere else because I can't. Because my face is a little chubby. Like, not where it's like, oh wow, she's a chubby face, but it's a little chubby. So I mean, a chubby face and a mullet, they don't mix. They don't mix and they'll never mix, sadly, for me. For me, if you have a chubby face and a mullet, I respect it. RESPCT. Find out what it means to me. I respect it. Balenciaga. Balenciaga. The ones that look like socks. Balenciaga has a sneaker bag for $2,150. And the thing is hideous. First of all, they look like Asics shoes, which that's fine. Those are like running shoes or whatever. But you're going to make that look like a bag and then charge me what could possibly be 3 or 4 months rent somewhere in the Midwest. Are you kidding me? I swear, like, people, it's so interesting, like, human psychology, you know? Like, people will buy things because other people want things or because they're expensive. Like, it's hideous. And you'll buy it just because it's expensive. Oh, because it's $2,000. If you found that in the dollar store, you wouldn't want it. It's because it's expensive. So it's so interesting, you know what I mean? And I'm happy I don't have that. Like, I want to buy it because the guy next to me wants to buy it and it's $5,000. I'm happy I don't. That's like a disease, honestly. Like, if you want to buy things to show off or you want to buy things because I know the real worth of this is only like $50, but it's worth $5,000 and I know other people are going to buy it and it's going to sell out in 20 minutes, so I should buy it. Like, I'm happy none of that interests me like that. Like, none of that excites me, so. But, the bag is like, I mean, for $2,000? You know what I could do for $2,000? You know what I can get for $2,000? I could probably rent out the local McDonald's for $2,000 and go buck wild in there. Go buck wild in there. And probably not even have to clean up for $2,000. And what would you rather have? A Balenciaga bag that looks like sneakers? Or an unforgettable night at the McDonald's? I know what I'd choose. I know what I choose. And you know what I choose. Speaking of food-related items, somebody in Texas got crystal meth in their burrito. And if you know me, I've spoke about this on the podcast, I found hair in my mouth via my food. Probably over 10 times in my life. And that's a problem. And I'm vigilant now. I'm super vigilant whenever I get food because you never know when it's going to take shape. And I got a hair in a mochi ball and in rolled ice cream. Like things you would never expect it to be in, you know? But I guess they make sure they're where they got to be for me, you know what I mean? They know I'm going to eat it, so I don't know, but it happens all the time. And if I had to choose crystal meth or hair in my burrito, I'm going with crystal meth. My Febreze thing went off. But you know, if you're like gasping, have you ever had hair in your food? I'd rather have crystal meth. Moving on. There's not really much more I can do with that. To be honest with you, there's not really much more I can do. I know you want more, but you know, ever since the rolled ice cream situation, I haven't had hair in my food. And I hope I never have it again. I got it in them little Popeye shrimps. In a Popeye shrimp. But what I do now, if it happens, I just pretend it doesn't. I tell myself, Mary, no, that really didn't happen. So it doesn't hurt as much. But I know what I saw and I know what the truth is. It's sad, but sometimes you're not ready to face the truth. And when you're hungry, you sort of kind of lose control. I didn't eat the one with the hair. I'm just saying, I should have went back and like found out whose hair it was and then fought him. But I was hungry, so I left. It was drive-thru. I was already where I had to be. But it's just crazy, you know, the rash decisions you make when you're hungry. Like people say, you know, oh my God, like when you're high or when you're drunk, you make bad decisions. Like I make bad decisions when I'm hungry. Like, I mean, if somebody's gonna put a piece of food where a food that I like, and you're gonna, you know, do that, give that to me, during a time where I have to make a very important decision, I may not make the right decision. So, I mean, that's a problem. But I guess it's just some discipline I'm going to have to come across as these difficult obstacles keep being put in front of me. I can't choose the food. I got to choose things that are more important, you know? But we all have our issues. Caitlyn Jenner is running for the governor of California. And that's interesting because, first of all, there's a lot to unpack here. I think it's cool that the Kardashians aren't gonna... They said that they're not gonna, like, endorse or do anything politically. And that was cool. I respect that. You know, if you don't know what you believe or you do know what you believe, you shouldn't, you know, have that skewed because somebody in your family is... I mean, I just wouldn't want to get involved either. Like, they're smart. They don't talk politics because they want their coins. They want all their money. So they don't get into politics. And it's genius. It's genius. And it's just... Caitlyn Jenner is running... Why? I don't think she has any political experience. I mean, and if she's just gonna run just because, you know, run on being transgender, I don't think... I mean, I just don't think it's good, and I think people are gonna know, like, that is your main... Which is, it's fine. Like, that's... Honestly, it's cool if we have a transgender politician. That doesn't bother me. That's cool. But it's like, if you have no political experience, you're just gonna run on that? I mean, I hope she's doing it for the right reasons. That you want to run because you want to make a difference and you're politically inclined, not because, oh, I'm going to use this to my benefit and hopefully win. Like, it's not going to be, even if she gets it, I mean, what's going to happen when you got to actually make political decisions? Let me see if she has any political experience before I continue to rip her. Let's see. Let's see. Does Caitlyn Jenner have any political experience? Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, so she would be Republican. That's interesting. That's interesting. But I mean, honestly, anybody would be better than what they got now. It's not good down there in California, and I don't like their governor. But I mean, I think to be a good governor, you should have some experience, and you should be a person that really cares about the people, because those are the people that are going to make the difference. So if she's in it for the right reasons, cool. But I mean, if you're using, you know, other things as your platform and then gonna figure out things later, I just don't think it's smart for her or for everybody involved. But yeah, that's interesting. I saw that. There's gonna be a chicken shortage, I heard. So get your chicken now. Get your chicken now. Because those Popeye sandwiches are delicious. Delicious. I haven't had a Popeye sandwich in a minute, and as soon as I said Popeye sandwich, my stomach is growling. But yeah, I mean, because I lived it. Well, we all lived through the times where there was the chicken shortage. But I remember going to McDonald's. There was no, oh, we don't have the chicken sandwich. Why? There's a chicken shortage, and those things lasted a couple of months. So I mean, if you like your chicken, get your chicken now, because I'm gonna stockpile my chicken. I'm gonna stockpile my chickens. But yeah, I heard there's gonna be a chicken shortage, so. But maybe that'll help me stick with the salads. I don't know. I'll try to turn it into a good thing for myself, but yep. So everybody, stop eating the chickens. Relax. So we can all eat chickens. Oh, that's awful. I feel bad saying that. Because I'm thinking, when I say eat the chickens, I'm thinking of live chickens, and then I forget that's what I'm eating. Sad. I'm gonna move on. I don't know how to even do a segue on this one. Oh yeah, so there's Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul are supposedly gonna fight. I mean, because I saw some video of Jake Paul grabbing Floyd Mayweather with his hat. It was like watching two like third graders like, you know, yell at each other over candy, and then he stole his hat. I was like, he did not just steal his hat. Like, if you're gonna do something, do something. That's like flicking somebody's nose, you know what I mean? Like those stupid jokes are like, do you have something on your eyes? And they flick your nose. It's like, no, if you're gonna do it, punch the guy. Either don't do nothing or punch the guy. Because taking his hat, that's like, and he ran away with it. It's like so childish looking. You know, if you're tough, do it. Punch him. Punch him. Do it. But if you're not, don't do nothing. Because that's like a baby's response. I'm gonna steal your hat. That's what babies do. They steal your hats. I don't know. And I was having this discussion with my sister. Like, Jake Paul, you know, you could say what you want. They're both tools. Both of the Paul brothers, they're both absolute tools. But with the whole Robinson fight, he can fight. He does have some skill. But I just don't think your 2 years of experience is gonna measure up to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's experience, because he's been doing it for a very long time. And that guy's beat up some big dudes. So I just think that Floyd Mayweather, his skill would make up for the size. And I think he'd win. Floyd Mayweather. So, I mean, but you know what I should do? You know, I'm over here like thinking about, how can I make this money, you know? I should become an annoying YouTuber, start an online fight with some kind of boxer, get my ass beat. I put up a good fight. I'm going to put up 100%. I always put up 100%. But get my ass demolished by somebody. And then make millions of dollars. And then retire. Retire from the game. You know, I should just become super annoying on YouTube. Gain some popularity. Say, hey, Ronda Rousey, you want to come out of retirement so I can beat your ass? You know? And then I'm only going to have a few months kickboxing experience. So, I mean, that wouldn't measure up to Ronda Rousey's 10 years experience, whatever she has. She'll destroy me. Everybody will know who I am, and I'll make tons of money. She'll come out of retirement. One last big fight. Me do one fight and then go into retirement and live off my $1 million, $2 million. I think it's a win-win-win for me, whoever I choose to pick the battle with, and everybody. Everybody gets a show. I get money, and the person that I fight gets money. I think it's a win-win-win situation. You know, and I love that. Also, you know, and I'm just going to continue. Get ready, you ASMR folks. I'm opening up my water. You like that? I closed it. So, there's a Dogecoin. You know, I was going to look it up, but you know what? It's going to be literally like reading a math equation to me. So, it's like the online commerce or whatever the heck it is. What is it? Like a Bitcoin kind of thing. Has a freaking dog on it. And people are like, what my honest opinion on this is, I think there is going to be online currency that will become the new currency in the future. I don't know about right now. I think it's all experimental now. So it could be a good thing or a bad thing to get on, but I just think it's really going to crash soon. I think so. Because it's like, it's not, I think they have a lot to figure out still. And I don't get, so you got to mine for this stuff. So it's not like you earn it, you mine it. It's not like I work 10 hours and I make this much money. It's like you mine it and can find one. And I know you have to have a good computer to be able to find the coins or whatever. But then what about the people placing the coins there? Can't they just make themselves rich? I mean, I just think that there's a lot of like pitfalls to this. That's why, you know, me personally, I'm not going to put money into it. But I do think when it's perfected and it, you know, they really work out the kinks, then that's really going to be like how we exchange money. But yeah, I keep seeing that dog's face everywhere. Dogecoin, yeah. But I heard that people are making the money on it. But I don't know. I'm going to wait and see how that goes. And New Jersey is opening up. I heard like restaurants and everything are opening up to 100%. Which I think you still have the social distance. So it's not going to be 100%. Unless you have ants coming in. that they're counting as people. Imagine giving like an ant a beer. Like it would just be like one little drop, and they would just eat that. They would probably drown in it, actually. It's a sad thought. But yeah, things are opening up, and I'm excited for the clubs to open up. I love the clubs. I like singing and dancing more than drinking, but I do drink and have a good time. I have a good time. You know, last time I went out, I almost lost my wig. Long story, but I almost lost my wig on the highway, on the 1 and 9. But yeah, I'm just really excited for those to open up because I just have a ball. That's like my natural habitat. I love to sing and to dance. I like to sing about the spring and the moon and the June. That's that little owl. Hey, owls. Lollipops are for kids. And how does that owl go? A 1, a 2, and he eats it. So how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll? How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Pop? We'll never know because that friggin' owl doesn't do it correctly. Lick it till it's done. And then we'll know how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll Pop. To the Tootsie Pop. Don't lick it twice and then bite it, because then we'll never know. And it's the age-long question. It's almost a 100-year-old question. How many licks does it take? We'll never know because the owl keeps eating it. Just lick it, so we know. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun times at the clubs. You know, like, I like to sing, I like to dance. The drinking is a fun component, but not the main purpose. And then, you know, if people talk to me, cool, whatever. But that's also not the main purpose at all. That's, like, not even on my list. I just go to have a good time and live my best life. But I am excited for that. I'm excited to go back to the club in a turtleneck and find myself behind the DJ booth. I'm excited to... People watch is always fun. But I'm just excited to drop it low and have a hard time picking it back up. I'm excited for that. And I miss it. So that'll be fun when things open up. But also, like, now it's just like a very, you know, beginning stage of it. So you sit at a club and just eat. So it's literally like a restaurant. I'm excited for when things open. And I'm able to just, you know, occasionally rub up against a friggin' wall by accident. That's what I'm looking forward to. But it'll take time. When it does, I will be hitting the clubs. And you know what? You may see me hanging around in a turtleneck. And if you do, say hi. If you want. You probably won't run into me, actually, at the club. Because I say like I go all the time. I do go sometimes, but I don't go like where, oh, she's a regular. That's Mary Grace. You're not going to hear that. But I'm a good time. So if you see people, you know, crowding around this person and the person's doing like backflips in a circle, also not me. But I hope one day that can be me. I'm going to get fit. And when I get fit, watch out. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. No more turtlenecking in the background. It's going to be me doing backflips and friggin' somersaults in a circle and people cheering me on. And saying, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary, go Mary. And that's a dream. And maybe that dream will come true this summer. We'll see. But thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. I appreciate you always. It's always a fun time. I love you, cousins. I said cousins twice. If it's just one of you, cousin. If you're with multiple people, cousins. Thank you all. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I will talk to you next week. Oh, I was going to say next week. Next week. I'll talk to you next week. Next week, I'll talk to you next week. I appreciate you. I love you, cousins. Have a great rest of your day. And peace out. Boom. Drop the mic.